Good morning, everybody. We are at it on a job site here today. Actually working at my brother's place. He's putting a big piece on his barn. So we'll be filming some of that. He's going to be milking in here. Well, he milks goats right now. You can see some of them looking at me. Little aliens looking. It's still pretty early. The lighting's not real good. We just showed up here. Yesterday we worked all day. We helped put roof steel on the one side, started on the other side. We'll finish that up today, and basically we're going to continue working on here till the project's done. He's going to be putting a rotary milking parlor in, so that'll be really cool to see. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically just a round circle that keeps spinning like a table, and then goats go on one end and they get milked as they go on around and then they pop off the other side. So that'll be a really cool project to be part of. They're milking a little over 1,000 goats here right now. So I'll try to show you some of that with their permission, of course. I don't know how much he wants on camera, but that's what we're up to today. Wes and I are working here with another guy, or another couple of guys, plus some of my brother's kids as well. So working on this thing. Scissor lift. Used many times in the past, and just warming it up this morning to get it going. But yeah, that's going to keep us occupied. Anneesa and the kids are at my in-laws, and yeah, doing whatever they're doing over there, I guess, having fun. So.
Cut it down the stick if you want. Not working that now. Oh. These are the reason I did what you said. Why did I get it so?
Well, that's neat. Make two more of the same one, or three more of the same one, or two more, and then you can put them together.
Like this?
Yeah.
Looks like it's got a flower in the window.
Alright, so Wes is climbing up here now. So this is the old barn. It's what we call a bank barn. I don't know how else to explain it. Typical size was 40 by 60, and then they usually have an addition put on at some point, 40 feet by 60 feet. And the reason it's called a bank barn is because it's usually built into an embankment, a hill. This allows you to drive in, so there's a basement, if you will, where the animals go, and then you can drive into the upstairs to store hay. They're like 100 years or more old. You got also tower silo, very typical of farms here in southern Ontario as well. Not too many people use them, and I know my brother doesn't use his either right now. But anyway, so old wooden boards on here. Who knows how old it is? We're going to cover that up with metal. This is the new addition. I've got two pieces of metal because it's so long, so the bottom one's just about done here. We're going to do the top, finish off the side, and then do ridge cap plus venting in there. So hopefully get that all done today, because it's supposed to start raining later this afternoon / evening, and then tomorrow rain as well, so it'll be nice to be able to work inside at that point. So anyway, as you can see, the scenery doesn't look a whole lot different, other than we have a lot of cedar trees. It doesn't look a whole lot different than our home in Nizhny Novgorod. You know, so there's quite a bit of maple around here, maple trees, as well as cedars. And I haven't seen that many cedars in Nizhny Novgorod. But for the rest, it's very, very similar. Now this could be a scene at home. Oh, and of course I got my main man, Wes. Say hi, Wes.
How's it going?
Hey, couldn't do without him. My little sidekick. Not so little anymore. I think you grew 1.5 feet in the last year. Don't slip. Here, I'll show you the inside. It's very similar to what we built, but different. There's concrete foundation on it, and then these 6x8 posts, pressure treated posts, set on top of these. And then you still got a ribbon, although they use an LVL ribbon on here. And then the trusses sit on that. And this is a scissor truss to allow for airflow, so the air can come up and out. I forget how big this thing actually is. It's a reasonable size. So that's the old barn. They've got it tarped off here right now because they milk in here. But eventually we'll be milking, or they will be milking in this portion. And then I guess they'll probably renovate that for something else. I don't know. This will be a curtain. I can open and close to let in air. And then this will be closed. This will be a door for equipment. Big fan going in here. And this again will be a curtain to go up and down. That's really nice. And then where it's up against the old barn, the trusses have to be a lot closer together to carry the snow load. So you can tell here they're 32 inches apart. Here they're a lot closer as you get closer to the old barn. Right here about 2 feet, and here about 1 foot apart. And that's just because the snow load coming off the other one, they'll tend to blow and sit right up on top. Other than that, pretty straightforward. Got a steel post in here to carry this I-beam across. But very similar. And then they used 6x8 here as well for cross member, bolted in. That's yours, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel bad.
Ah, I see. Okay, roof is all done. The ridge caps on, ridulators, which are just big vents, allow for a lot of airflow to come out. They're on. We just finished caulking them, and it's just starting to rain. So the roof was getting a little slippery, but I mean, perfect timing, really. We got her all done. Thanks, man. Some more screws. So now we're gonna strap the truss here. We can't do the wall because we got to insulate it first, wait for a dry day, and then we can do it. But we're going to put strapping in between the webbing of the truss. I do not have a tripod, and it's raining, and I don't want to get anything wet. So you're not going to see any progress. Well, you're not going to see the process, but you will see the progress. How's that sound? So I will do that right now. And then, what is it? It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. So a couple hours, and we're done. All right, it's a new day. We're back on here again. Last evening, I guess, yesterday afternoon, Wes and I did the strapping over here. So now we're gonna work on this morning. It was raining yesterday when we quit, so it always takes a little bit of the fun out of it. It wasn't terrible, but you get soaked. So we were good and wet by the time we left. Hey everybody, Arend here from the future. Stay tuned to our videos to see where we are right now. Today's video is brought to you by Roofline. All right, if we open it up, really nice packaging. Inside here, we've got a camera, and not just a camera, 2 cameras offering 180 degrees of viewing and 2 floodlights. There are no monthly subscriptions, just download the app, connect to the camera, and you're ready to go. It's really cool because it even has a level ball in it. I've never seen one like that, so you can get it perfectly mounted on the wall. Okay, so I've got it on a stick in the yard here for demonstration purposes. From the app that I have in my hand, you can control all of it. Of course, you're not going to run around the yard with an app. It would be in the house, but for demonstration, you can turn the volume on, enable sound. So now we can hear the audio through the app. The Roofline camera's picking that up and showing it on here. Footage can be saved directly to SD card or network video record. The choice is yours. Security camera system comes with a 180 degree view, no blind spots, 3000 lumen spotlight for video clarity. Works with computer, smartphone, tablet, easy installation, and it's waterproof. Smart detection floodlight and 105 decibel siren activates when animals or intruders enter your space, effectively warding them off or warning you that someone is there. It offers 24/7 continuous recording. From the app, I can turn on the light, which is pretty cool. Now everything's controllable on the app, and it's recording this all now. We'll show that on the screen, of course, as well. You can have playback, and to talk, I can just click on here. So when you see somebody's there, you just hit talk, and you can communicate with them. If you guys like this product, don't forget to follow the link in the description. Today the plan is to put steel inside because it's supposed to rain again, although it's not raining yet. Nobody else is here yet. When they get here, then we'll transition to inside, and we're going to put the ceiling on in here. Now, normally speaking, I would strap the ceiling all this way and run steel that way. Personally, I think it looks nicer. Partly depends on airflow. A lot of times, especially with these scissor trusses, I see how it's sloped. The ceiling is sloped here as well. And a lot of times when you do that, you have vents, chimneys going right up in the center. And so the airflow would come in through the curtains and then go up through the center. Now they didn't do that here. I don't know why. I mean, I didn't organize this job. It's not my job. I haven't asked what has been planned, but they do have a vent here. They're going to put a fan in. It's going to suck. So the air will be coming through these and going out that hole, I guess. And they're going to run steel this direction, and that's probably why. I don't know. So it's a bit more of a pain. I like strapping it. It gives you 3.5 inches wide to put your screws in, and then you can pre-drill everything. But again, you know, is what it is. I don't want to get in the middle of something. They've got it all figured out. He's got somebody hired that is building this, and we're helping. We're on our own, but we're helping out. So I'll leave the planning to them for now. Got these stops put in here yesterday, closed in the tops, and that'll be for the insulation. The other side needs to get done yet as well. But then we can get the ceiling on at least. And then it needs to be insulated as well. I'm presuming he's going to have a company doing that. Very common here. You just hire somebody in with a big truck and then blow this in no time. I don't mind doing it either. You can also rent the machines here yourself. It's a lot smaller, takes a lot longer, but it's possible. So I'll talk to my brother about that later. Right now we're gonna get set up for that though. You got screws? A bucket of screws? How many did you bring over? Just the 3? Okay, is there a bunch of short stuff we can use or no? Or you can just pass me a couple more long ones. You know, ideally we use up short scraps, but see what we have. Yeah, and then other than that, I did some talking to people back home this morning. Everything's going well there. Justin and Anita are handling things no problem. Lucy's doing good. Yeah, farm's in good hands. Looking at getting a boar right now to breed our pigs. So that was part of the plan, I guess. The lady that works for us knows somebody that has one, so they're going to take a look at that today, it sounds like. I would assume you'll see that on videos from their end, I would guess. Otherwise, you'll see it when we get back home. But yeah, the hope is to breed our pigs, and then we'll have our own piglets for next year. Probably sell some piglets as well. But also we won't have to buy any to raise for our freezer, so that'll be really nice. And then the ram should be going in with the ewes very soon as well, so that'll be nice. So that also will have babies in the springtime. Lots of little lambs running around. Okay, we're gonna get set up for this. Basically, we've chalked lines. See if you can see in there or not, but it's not nailing on top, we're nailing it in between. So it's a little bit more work. We've chalked lines on there, if you can see the red line right there. And so we've chalked all that side already. We did that before we quit. So if it didn't wash off yesterday, which I don't think it would have, we should be able to go ahead and get that all done. By the way, these machines are just awesome. I don't recall, Wes and I were just discussing that. I don't know if I've ever seen, obviously not Skyjack, but if I've seen something similar to this in Russia or not. I can't think that I have, but they're very common here. This deck actually goes in and out, so you can make it a little bit bigger if you want. It's got outriggers to keep you, on unlevel ground like we are right now. Keeps it from tipping. And yeah, basically just allows you to go up and down. That's it. And then obviously you can drive around as well. Super duper handy for jobs like this or for doing the ceiling work inside later on. Very, very handy. And these are available for rent. There's lots of rental companies. This one here is Elmwood Service Center. But there's lots of companies that rent them out. You just call them, they'll drop it off, and then you use it for however long you want. Works great. Okay, change of plans. We're actually working on this little addition right now. So there's a little building that intersects between this one and that one. And the slope used to be that way, which obviously isn't going to work because the water will all end up inside of there. So we're carrying on this roof line that was here. We're going to carry it on through over here. And then this is the old bank barn roof. We got to patch a few pieces of steel. This is probably one of the first times you ever see me wear safety glasses too, courtesy of Grandpa. Well, my father-in-law, but anyway. Yeah, thank you very much. So I got to cut these, make them fit. Onto here, screwed onto here. Then we're going to strap everything as well. And then at the bottom we got a bird's beak cut in. Right there, so that it can frame. And I can't see that one. So it can sit on the wall like that. I'm just waiting for Wes to come back. He's getting some batteries, and then we'll carry on again. I'm still not doing any process, just progress, little updates, but we're hoping to get this done today. It's supposed to be snow squalls coming the rest of this week, so right now, between little bouts of rain, it's actually not too bad, and we're going to get this here done. Sounds like it's going to be one of the nicer days this week, and the next 2 weeks is actually kind of cold and snowy. Or cold, it'll be below zero, so today is actually a really nice day for doing this. There he is. I see him. He's coming. Ready to work? Yeah. Good, I got her ready, I think. We'll put her in. More progress. We got this one all done, all strapping on. We're just debating whether we're gonna get up there and do the steel today or not. It's a bit slippery with the wind and the rain. Right now we're gonna work on this wall and putting this wall on. We're gonna put some poly on here, put OSB on, same as we did over here on the inside. Later on we'll be insulating from the outside and putting steel on. But for now, that's what we're up to, right? Get that all done, and then yeah, we got to tie this in so it can't get in. This roof we got to get out of here in order to work on here, but we can't take it out right now because the weather will get in, and they still need to run goats through this old portion here around the corner, so we don't want to do that. But yeah, see if the weather holds. If the weather stays nice enough, then we have all week. Good morning, everybody. It's still slightly early, not too bad, a little after 7 in the morning. We've got some snowy roads today. Yesterday we did not go into work. We stayed home at my in-laws and we did some work there instead. And while we were away, it was snowing and blowing and causing all this stuff. So today's pretty good so far. We're gonna get more snow. It's gonna be, I don't know, -2-ish. And you know, here's what it is. As long as the wind doesn't blow too bad, we should be able to work. Just dress warm and keep at it, I guess. Doesn't look like the plows have done a whole lot here this morning. We're driving on a mixture of ice and snow. But that is the way it is. We grew up around here, and this is kind of the weather you get in the winter. You never really know from day to day, and you get a lot of snow, a lot of blowing, and a lot of slush and ice rain, and that's just part of winter. Par for the course. Able to get in the lane. Too slippery. It's gonna clean it all up for us a minute. That's the coolest loader. Schaefer loader. Super cool. He's got 2 of those there. Anyway, yeah, the roads are a mixture of just snow and ice. This is after like 1 day of snowing. It's not really all that much snow, but it comes down pretty fast around here. We're surrounded in Great Lakes here in southern Ontario, so we get a lot of it. But they get a lot of it. I don't live here anymore, thankfully. But I have to deal with it this year. Wintry weather. So everything gets covered. This isn't too bad yet, but everything gets covered in snow and ice. We're gonna try to close this off now so the wind don't blow in. And then that side, the wind mostly comes from behind me. And then also we'll try to close this in because he's got goats on the other side and it's getting a little cool in there. I'll try to get it closed up a little bit, and then we can work in here. We got to get the ceiling done still. So, oh, and that steel I was working on the other day. We'll continue on that as well. All right, throwing some 6mm poly on. Already makes a world of difference in here. Cuts all the wind out. So we're just tacking it on for now. It has to come off again. We're putting bird screen or turkey curtain. It's like I don't know. It's got like 1 inch by a deen dime holes, 1 inch by 1 inch holes roughly. Keeps the birds from flying in, and then after that, so that'll be stapled on solid, and then there'll be a curtain that goes up and down. So in the summertime it'll let air in, in the wintertime it'll be closed to keep the wind out, but you can still get light in, kind of like this. So this is just temporary for now. Now we're going to close this up with some OSB, They've stapled it on. They're putting some wood over along the top here right now and some uprights to keep the wind from blowing it off. But honestly, it makes a huge difference in here already. Kind of like a greenhouse, I guess. We'll get this all closed in and then a little more pleasant for working, for sure. So I was wrong earlier. I'm looking forward to seeing it when it's done, but this whole thing is going to be filled with a milking area. There's a round rotary parlor in here. More progress. This part's closed in, closing this in with plywood right now, or OSB. Probably going to close this door with something, but they may need to get in and out. And then we're going to go switch over to this side. And for poly here, I got it laid out already. We'll run that on this side. And then, you know, I was just saying to Neil there that we don't really need to do this gable, because we're just going to put plastic on the ceiling here anyway. So we can work hard at that. We might have most of the ceiling done, and then no wind will blow in either. And then it'll be a lot warmer in there for his goats. All right, a little farther, we got poly on the ceiling here now, vapor bear. The rolls, still don't have one in front of me here. Anyway, they come with a seam because it's folded in half. So we chalk some lines on the ceiling in order to keep it straight. And then you can just run that joint. I don't know if you can see there's a nice seam on it. Right there. And so we chalk the line in order to get it nice and straight, which makes for a good job. So it's 3 rolls up. We can now go ahead and start putting steel on. Running the steel this direction on the trusses. So they're just getting some trim put up on the ends here right now, and then we're putting this up on the ceiling. Should go pretty smooth. There's multiple pieces. There are a bunch of different lengths here, I guess. We'll run them in stages across. And then we've also chalked lines for that to keep it straight, because when you're doing them like this, you can tend to curve a little bit, and then it makes it really hard the farther up to get. I'll hopefully get most of this in today, but there's a lot of ceiling. This building is 80 feet by 76, so decent size. It's a lot nicer in here though, with it all closed in. Maybe we should close that in yet. I don't know. We'll see how far we get here. In the wind, it's not much fun putting the poly on this gable end either. This is regular steel. Lots of times when I do ceilings, I do poly. It's same look as this, but it's a white plastic. Very nice for washing. The only issue is in long stretches in the summer when it gets warm, it can tend to warp a little bit. All right, back to work. Okay, close of the day. Good and tired. It's a little bit early. We could work a little longer, but then we're kind of gonna be right in between. So we got to lay the poly down before we can put the steel down. If we leave the poly over the weekend, it'll just get ripped off by the wind. But we got a good chunk on here. Over half. You can see the point here in the middle where it's halfway. So it really makes a big difference from this morning for sure. Well, it looks good. Getting a little dark in here now, but we'll carry that on. And then it's Friday now, so Monday is a new day. We will carry on. Shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, but it doesn't fit in there.
Hey?
It doesn't fit in it though.
everybody, we are up on the mountain, way up here on this old barn. We've still got a bunch of tin to replace. The weather got nasty the other day, so this is a new little piece. We're putting some tin on, and this is the old part. So Wes and I repaired a couple of sheets here the other day, and now we're gonna do a few more. And Ben just suggested getting a leaf blower, which is a great idea to get some of this blown off. Except the portion I'm sitting on, I'm pretty sure is melting because my pants is getting wet, so I should stand up. There's a wee bit to stand on here, not much, a little bit of strapping. But at least I have the new stuff. If I do slide, I can get caught on that one. This sheet here needs a little repair. There's a hole there, and if I remember correctly, there's one up here too. So repair it. Other than that, I got one sheet to put in here, and then 4 or 5 sheets over there. It is a beautiful morning, and you are watching Countryside Acres with Wes and Aaron. And today, Ben. Progress. The camera with the gloves on. Alright, so we've patched up this old stuff. And now we're putting, this is also old steel. It's been used before. And now we're putting it on. Going pretty good. Haven't fallen off yet. Ben's just going to do the edge. I don't think you can use the holes in the screws.
Not using the holes.
No? Oh. And I got it on camera, isn't that terrible? Alright, so we got another 2 full sheets. Probably going to replace this one because it was in pretty bad shape too. So 3 more sheets should be good. Just notice there's quite a transition between new and old in this particular spot. So I'm going to build this last piece of strapping up a little bit. Give it a little bit more, bulk on that. Then we should be good. Wes is getting us some more stuff. Oh, that didn't work out at all. Ben lost his glove and now it's over there somehow. The joys of winter. Sure is fun working with my boys though. Even though they are losing their gloves. Alright, not the nicest job because it's just cold out. It's a bad time for working on an old roof like that. But we got it all done, thankfully. The last piece is a little bit more troubling because there's nothing to stand on. But we made it work, so it's all closed in. And he will be happier in the barn, I think. So we're gonna go warm up. There's only about a half a day. It's about 10 o'clock now, so. Okay, that's it. That's all. Catch you in another one.